Hi, this message is for a Patreon member named Jackie. She wrote a question on my Patreon page and I want to answer it with a video response. Patreon doesn't allow me to do video response, so I'm making it on TikTok and I'll share it with my TikTok community, and then I'll be posting it on Patreon for you, Jackie. So this is for Jackie. She wrote me a message asking me about lymphatic jumps in one of my videos. I do lymphatic jumps I would say 90% of the age defy workouts. So you are going to run into lymphatic jumps. As in every workout at age defy, you're not supposed to do every movement. You should try every movement. And if you find a movement that creates pain or activates or triggers a pain site in your body, then you don't do those movements, you skip them, you adjust around them, and then we work to get you to be able to do those movements. So if lymphatic jumps hurt your feet, your calves, your lower back, if they hurt in any way, then you won't do jumps. You have to find out if they hurt first. So you try the jumps, and if they hurt, then you don't do them, you'll march. So there's 3 points of your feet. So you have point 1, point 2, point 3. This is the ball of your foot, this is your heel. So point 1 is the big toe mound, pinky toe mound, the center of the heel, and then you have right underneath the nail bed of your big toe, okay? Your big toe right here underneath the nail bed will either touch the ground, lift away from the ground, or claw at the ground. And your big toe moves around all the time to try to keep your point 1 connected to the floor. So if lymphatic jumps aggravate any part of you, you'll skip lymphatic jumps and you'll do what's called point 1 march. So you'll march on your point 1. So you'll just focus on tapping your point 1 and pushing off with your big toes, and you'll march while we jump. And eventually, after we work on posture and after we work on hip therapy and after your and foot therapy, and we get your mind and your body ready for lymphatic jumps, in like 30, maybe 60 days, you'll be able to jump with me. But we have to prepare the body for the jumps first. Now, Jackie talked about her tight calf muscles. She's had this problem since childhood, and she talked about how she didn't do the jumps and says she decided to stretch out her calves. This is what I want to talk about really quick. When my belief, my coaching approach is different than most. I believe that if you have a tight or an angry muscle, you should avoid stretching. The instinct is to stretch a tight muscle, but it should be the opposite of that. You should avoid trying to stretch an angry muscle, a tight muscle. Think about it. If the muscle's tight like this and you're pulling on it trying to stretch, it's not going anywhere, okay? It's just getting angrier and tighter. And so if she's had this problem since she was a child and she's older now, that means she's had this problem for years and has more than likely been stretching for years, and it has not been working. So what I think we have to do is release the bottom of your foot. I think you have some tight arches. So we release the bottom of your foot with some pressure point therapy. You can take a tennis ball and roll the arch of your foot around on a tennis ball multiple times a day, both feet. You could use the mobility stick like we do and roll your feet around. I do think that you need to work on the arches of your feet. You also need to work on the movement of your toes and your big toe mobility, working pada bandha. That's where you push down through the 3 points of each foot and you lift all 10 toes and you activate the arches and you activate your calf muscles. So the line of the calf, let's just call this my forearm, my calf muscle. The line, I don't really care that it's the muscle, it's just the line that we're working on. So you want to activate this line that's so tight, and the way you activate it is to pada bandha. So you activate your feet, you activate that calf line, and then when you release the toes, you activate and release, and that just calms that line down. The other thing that I would focus on is posture, because when your upper body is heavy, like if you aren't holding your posture throughout your day, your upper body becomes heavy and all of your weight moves down towards your lower legs. So the calf area, the feet, the ankles. So it's a lot of weight. My approach is, if you have a problem, to me, I don't work on the problem itself. I work on what's below it, what's happening below it, and what's happening above it. So for you, Jackie, who have chronic tight calf muscles, I would work more foot therapy. I would get a hold of I would work on your foot stability. We do foot therapy in every one of my H2 workouts. It's just part of the formula. So every time you do a workout, you'll do foot therapy, and the more foot therapy you do, the better your feet are functioning. And when your feet function well, then everything else up the chain just works better. And then posture training. And we're doing posture training in all my workouts as well. So every time you do a workout with me, you're doing posture training. You don't have to do it with the resistance bands. It's about learning your X lines, your thoracic line. It's about rib cage mobility, upper back strength. You really want to learn how to do your posture. So I would suggest you going to the first collection and the introduction series, and I think there's like 5 to 10 rib cage mobility workouts in that series. I think you should do the rib cage mobility workouts and learn how to lift this area of your body to give your lower body a break so it can actually release some tightness and tension. Don't stretch your calf muscle. Instead, work on your feet. Keep showing up to daily 10-minute Patreon workouts. Every workout helps. And remember this, where your pain is, it isn't. So this problem that you're having, we don't approach it from doing anything here. So we're not trying to stretch here. We're not trying to do anything with this area. Instead, we're going to be focusing on your feet, on your posture, everything else. And when your calves do get tight and they tighten up on you, don't continue to do that movement that's tightening up your calf. Instead, take a breath in, lift into your posture, wiggle your toes, and march. So if it's lymphatic jumps, when they show up, just Pada Bandha, wiggle your toes, march, and lift into your posture, okay? And you march until you can jump. And one day you will be able to jump. And when that day comes, it will be a great day for both of us. So keep moving and grooving. Keep doing all the workouts. Go check out those rib cage mobility workouts, and keep me posted. Let me know how it goes.